Let's start with today's topic. Is there any questions, anything from the previous one? No? Okay, fine. Let's start with today's topic then. So in the last class, if you remember, we build up this V controller, right? We also have done V director and the configuration for V analytics. This is Versa headend, which is already done. Now, we will be gonna go with our branch devices, which you can say CPE1, CPE2, CPE3. So these branch devices will make an overlay tunnel with your controller, okay, and then through rest of the headend. When I am talking about overlay tunnels, this overlay tunnel is consisting of two things, okay. The underlay can be anything. So by default, the overlay is consisting of two things. One is encrypted traffic, which will be gonna used IP sector. Then there will be plain text also, maybe inside into that, okay, which will be gonna utilized under VXLAN. So these two things will gonna form. Now, once at the branch, maybe this is your CSD device or some virtual machine, over the virtual machine you are putting it, CSD, which is Cloud Service Gateway Appliance device, we can say, or any bare metal, okay, where you are putting the WOS operating system on the, for sure, white label x86 architecture. So your WOS device, when power on, it will go through three stages, okay. There are a number of things which I will be discussing it before the onboarding get completed. But yes, you need to aware that there are three stages which automatically happen. You need not to intervene into that. Okay, everything will be gonna happen automatically. But yeah, something happened in the background. But you need to understand, when my branch devices is becoming up, this guy, which means controller, will play a very key or crucial role for any of the branch deployments. Okay, for any of the branch deployments, the key role is with your Versa controller, SD-WAN controller. See, when you onboard the SD-WAN device at the remote end or maybe branch end, it will authenticate with whom? It will authenticate with V controller only. Through what? Through the certificates. These certificates may be get from some kind of CA, or if you have your own, you can use those as well. So this is a bit like a two-factor authentication before going to the Versa director or analytics. And this secure channel will gonna form in between your CPE or the branch device and between the controllers. Okay. And then through the controller, southbound communication, you can reach to the Versa director or Versa analytics also. When Versa director need to push some configuration through the southbound, it will use a protocol named as netconf, and through this netconf over the controller, it can push any of the configuration back into the branch device. Okay. Moreover, if you talk about BGP updates, your V controller will act as a RR also, okay, route reflector, which will be acting as your BGP route updates. It will get from one side, will send to the another side. And based upon the maybe your redistribution policies, whatever topology I have talked about earlier, okay, the topology can be formed. By default, it is full mesh. But it can be any depending upon your policies to policies. And then whatever, if you say about, updates in the MPPGP updates or IC updates or whatever, will go through the controller only, because branch to branch also, if you need to go very first, you need to go through the controller. And let us say if this controller is down, let us suppose controller is down, then by default in your SD-WAN Versa solution, there is a graceful period, okay, of 8 hours. So depending upon that, whatever updates you have earlier, it will be keep on, working. Pause that, maybe it will flush the table, and you can increase also. This period you can increase, but that is a separate story. Let's go ahead and talk about these 3 stages. So whenever your onboarding start, I told you that there are 3 stages automatically happen. The very first stage is named as pre-staging. The second one is named as staging. Very simple name. And the third phase, okay, will be post-staging. So this is phase 1, maybe you can say. This is phase 2. And this is phase 3. So when I am talking about pre-staging phase, as the name is suggesting, that here the branch devices, okay, the branch devices is starting the IC session with your controller. It is initiating that kind of session. Okay. After this session is completed, maybe controller can notify to the V director.
Sure, what is the full form of IC?
IC is your, IPsec, your protocol. It's not related to the Versa.
Okay. Because yeah, in IPsec we have IC also. So you also mentioned
No,
IC. That's why.
it's same. It's same.
Okay.
It's same.
Okay.
So this is Internet Key Exchange Protocol only.
That correct.
So this is not related to the Versa. Okay, because Versa will also form what? VPN. And this will be over what? Over the fundamental concept of your IPsec protocol suite. Okay. So the same thing, the 2 phases, security association, IC security association, main mode, aggressive mode, everything will be same. We are not gonna change anything. But yeah, here the IC session will gonna start between your branch device and some device which is I am writing down as controller, but it is named as staging device, staging server. Okay. So it can be a different controller, it can be same controller. Staging server means the one which will give the staging configuration. So once the IX session is up, which means you should have underlying connectivity through, then controller can talk about the same to the V director that there is some IP, and a notification can be seen there that, okay, one IP, branch IP is visible. Then in staging phase, if we see this Versa director, because as I told you, there is a controller, okay, and then head end Versa director, and there is Versa analytics, which may be not required currently. And let us say this is a branch device. So in phase 2, this is your overlay tunnel. Okay. Your director can push the configuration. How come it will send the configuration? Depending upon the templates. So we talked about templates, if you remember, right? So any of the branch onboarding required those templates. So those templates have the IP addresses, maybe IPsec profile, maybe remote IP, whatever. All those configuration will be gonna send through whom? Through this staging server and using the netconf protocol. Once this configuration is there, your device will automatically go on a reboot. Okay, your branch device will reboot. So controller will assign some kind of IP address will be there. Okay, but maybe I will be gonna talk about that later on. In post staging phase, because you have actual configuration now ready, it is op like fully operational now. So the SD-WAN topology, like with other branches, your VXLAN ESP tunnels will be gonna form with other branches. Okay. And all those things will be like fully functional. So that is how these three stages will happen. Any question?
I have one question.
Go ahead.
If edge device is communicating with the control plane, okay. If any case it will down, like control plane is down, controller is down. So why we need control plane that time? Because we are already make the connection between one side to another side via VH. So if we are not doing any changes, so we don't require any controller or require.
But the changes can be there later on. Okay.
Okay.
So changes can happen at any point of time. Changes are never planned. So as I told you, graceful period is 8 hours, but you can increase that maybe till 2 days or something like that. Okay.
Okay.
But it is very crucial. You cannot lose the control plane. And that is the reason wherever you are doing the deployment, you never take a single device as the controller. Okay. There are always in redundancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, can you explain post staging again? The third one.
Post staging, as I told you, if there is some more configuration need to be pushed after the reboot, that configuration will be gonna pushed. Okay. Over the IX session. Device is because fully functional, then it will gonna create your VXLAN tunnel, ESP tunnels over the other branches. Okay. So
Okay.
branch to branch, B2B communication will happen over here, and your ESP session will be gonna maintain. So pre-staging and staging have IX session over the VNI interface. At this time, post-staging, because there will be point to multi-point connections with your branches to branches, some TVI interfaces will also come into the picture, which is bit like loopback interface. Okay, let me repeat this. Here, VNI interface, which is bit like equivalent to your physical interface. I will be gonna talk about interfaces later on, don't worry. Okay, once my all the devices are up, because at that time I can show you all the interfaces. But for now, just telling you that some TVI interface will gonna form here, which is bit like your loopback interface or logical interface, you can say. Okay. So using this TVI interface, tunnels with other branches. So let us say there are some more branches. So there will be some tunnels will gonna form. Okay. Rahul, any other question?
Yeah, question. It means pre-staging phase means we're making the connection between branch and controller, and post-staging means we are making the connection between branch to branch.
You can say like that. Okay.
Okay.
But there will be in parallel, lot of communication will happen. Even here also, V director will push something. Okay. It may push something after the reboot as well. But mainly, yes, it will be between your branches to branches. B2B.
And sir, B2B communication will happen over only the tunnel, correct? And
Everything
and
will be under the tunnel.
tunnel.
Yes.
Okay. So suppose that you are saying that ideally, like real environment, we use two controller. And if one controller is fake, there definitely there is a redundancy. But you talk about one scenario where the one controller we have, and there is a grace period 8 hours, correct? So my question is that apart from communication to B2B, at those duration, there is nothing we can do, correct? There whatever
No,
they
no,
are,
no.
whatever routing information, whatever the existing
Correct.
information, that we can only check. Any
Correct.
okay, one question, sir, related to this. So during that period, it is also not visible if we need to check any traffic flow or something like that.
Can you repeat again? What is not
So
visible?
during that period, suppose my controller is down, and we are in a grace period of 8 hours, whatever standard. So at that time, between the branches, if you want to check any traffic flow, we can't check it, correct?
Right.
Because everything should be good. The controller and controller will
Yes.
send the data to the director and be analytic, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So let us suppose that is correct. Huh? I am talking about the branding. So let us say we are onboarding it. Now through here, using the tunnels, it will be aware about it. It will be aware about it. It will be aware about it, and vice versa. Okay. Every other device will be gonna talk about each other. But this is the guy who is acting as root reflector, who is acting as maybe aggregator for your V director and for your V analytics also. This is very main. And that is the reason I was telling that it will be into high redundancy. We cannot have one single. And these two will have been sync. So if even one is down, another can able to take this up. Then there is no issues. Okay. So we
sir,
can.
sir, one question. So I'm sure you will discuss, but I have a question in my mind right now. So as you generally know, in like router switches, we use HSRP, VRRP. Controller, we use SSO, and then HAPR, like, here what technology we use to make these two controller as HA or pair? Like what protocol they are running? Like
MPBGP is sufficient for the lower to the upper.
okay.
That is sufficient.
Okay. It's a auto push, correct? When we configure the MPBGP.
Right. Everything is good.
Okay.
So when I need to talk about onboarding, okay, it is not completed. So you will understand like how this auto thing will be in use. Now, very first thing you need to create the templates, okay, for creating the device. Templates, I have already provided you the overview last week, but I will explain it later on again, okay, when actually we need to onboard the device today. Then we need to create something named as device group. Okay. And if there are multiple of the templates, those templates can be the part of your device, right? That is what I have discussed. So if you remember, let me maybe let me quickly brief it so that you people are not feeling missing over here. If you go to the configuration, there is a template tab. I talked about that there are three types of templates. Okay, in device template, there can be staging and post staging, two different templates, but we will be creating post staging only. So device template, service template, and common template. Okay, these are the three main type of template. Device template are the main template which associated with the device, and it is very mandatory when you will create devices. I will show you, okay, when I will create the device, because today we need to onboard some device. Okay, let us say this device we will be gonna onboard. And when I will onboard it, I will create this template. At that time, it will be more clear to you. Okay, currently just try to digest the information. Later on, you will able to understand what I was telling. So this is one template. Second template is service template. Service template, like if you want to have some services, multiple types. It can be next generation firewall, it can be stateful firewall, it can be QoS, it can be service chaining, whatever. At that time, you can use this service template also. Okay, optional. It's not mandatory kind of thing. Then you have common template. It is also named as data store template also. Okay, data store. So this will be used single per tenant. So you need to like provide some information with respect to the, like, let me show you. If I just click on this, you can see it is showing you data store. Okay. Under the zones, can you see there are some zones created automatically? It is, I didn't create anything. Whatever I did in the class, the same configuration is there, nothing else. So if you see, there are some zones kind of architecture Versa is using, and it has created all of those things. If you go to the virtual router, you can see it has created some kind of, virtual routing instance for the LAN. Similarly, if you remember, uh, under CLI, if I will launch show interface brief in the tabular form, so you can see that there is a control VR, right? So followed by your tenant name. So whatever tenant name is there, there is then control VR. So these VRs are creating how? Automatically. We are not doing anything. So this is like something will be gonna stored in form of templates. So if you need to make some changes in that, let us say in the LAN perspective, you can do it later on. Okay, not now. So let's not get confused or more deeper into this thing, but I am just showing you the overview, like how Versa is doing all of those things. So very first thing, we need to create some templates. Then that templates will be the part of device group. Device group is what? Device group is bit like, you can say, some kind of object where we are linking all the templates. So these can be your post staging template, service templates, whatever. Okay. And then let us say if you have template 1, template 2, template 3, and there is some configuration. Let us say the description of the interface. Here, the description is A. In the last template, the description is B. Okay, of the same interface. Then when you push it, as per the order, which is from here to here, this will be gonna overwrite. Okay, let us say first it was building A, but later on it will say that no. In the template, I can see it is B. So it will do some kind of configuration overwrite overlapping for with respect to the parameters. Okay, if you see here under the maybe configuration, let me go. And can you see there is something named as device group? From here also we can create it, but we will create from the workflow. I will talk about that also. Currently, I'm just showing you the overview. So if you click on add, you can see the name I need to give, organization, description, tag, whatever. Then post staging template I can add over here. Whatever post staging template will be there, it will increase the count. Then how many devices are using this device group? That count will be keep on increasing once I have devices and all of those things. Then you can see there is URL based zero touch provisioning I can do. Okay, that I will be explaining maybe in a few minutes. But yeah, I can do something based on URL filtering. I can maybe enable a two-factor authentication. Okay. And if you see, when I am enabling it, this part will becoming mandatory. See, this is also becoming mandatory. Otherwise, there is no, these are the optional. So yeah, you can play around over here in the device group, and we can do a lot of things in the device group. Okay. But currently, I'm just telling you that device group is nothing but a list of, you can say, multiple templates. You need to specify the order, how the templates are associated, and you can associate one device group to the multiple devices. Here you can configure two-factor authentication. Here you can configure zero-touch provisioning as well. Any questions so far, guys?
What is the difference between device template and configuration template?
That maybe you will be able to, understand once I will configure.
Okay, okay, no issue.
Yeah. Currently, I was just saying you that there are three types. But yeah, we need to configure it. Okay. Now, let's talk about more, maybe onboarding with zero touch provisioning or ZTP. So whenever a hardware comes, any device is coming, okay, there should be some kind of configuration over there. And the configuration and the process to make this device part of maybe your SD-WAN, V controller, and maybe different SD-WAN devices, this portion should be a very secure, right? So we can utilize some of the tools or some kind of configuration to make it happen. But before that, you need to be aware that it should have local IP. Okay. It should have a local IP address. So it can come maybe from your service provider. If it is an internet service provider, you can talk about internet service provider and you can give some kind of DSCP services, DNS services, bit like that, so that you can get the local IP address, you can get the default route or default gateway. Okay. So the thing is, your process to begin with, you should have the underlying stuff ready. Okay. And once this point is done, then you can use three methods. Okay. Even in the ZTP I am talking about, there are three methods which you can do. Very first is you can have pre-staging server. This means this server is again a controller, but maybe somewhere under the cloud. Okay. Let us say in AWS, in Azure, or somewhere. So we can utilize this pre-staging server for bringing up all the configuration and giving the stuff like where my existing or my correct controllers are, bit kind of that information I can give through there. Or I can use a URL based. Okay. Like I can use some pre-built URL. Using that also I can give that information. Or third part is I can use scripts. So script based deployment can be also performed. These are the three methods how I can utilize my device to work upon. Maybe let me give you some more introduction about it. Okay, so that you people can able to understand. Now, let us talk about maybe the very first global ZTP configuration. Let us say there is a device. This is my device. Okay. This device, let me maybe create some type of more serious server. Okay. Then maybe use Azure AWS. And here let me use Versa staging server. Then maybe let me use the main components or headend. Okay. Now, what happened is when you will make this CPE power up, okay, the very first thing, let us say it is connected with VNI 0.0, and using this port, there is an ISP connection. Let me just do this. Okay, this is a physical connection, ISP. When it will get boot up, it will ask for IP address, and the IP address detail and all of those things detail will be gonna provided. Then it will say that, okay, I know that I have a certificate authority. I will go there to properly download the certificate. It will download those certificate. Then it will say that, okay, I am aware now where is my staging server. I will go to that staging server and authenticate using the certificate, and will say that, okay, give me the information. And through the netcon, this guy will give the configuration about your actual header. Now, when this is your bit like when I was telling you the pre-staging, post-staging, remember? So here the configuration will be pushed like after post-staging also. So after the post-staging also, my actual configuration will be pushed from my actual header. Okay. And then my device will be becoming the part of the SD-WAN Versa solution. But
So,
here you need to understand that
sorry to interrupt you.
we are
One
buying,
question.
just give me a minute. We are just buying these extra services. Okay. So it can be avoided in our further 2 steps. But yes, if this point is needed or if this kind of solution is needed, we can have such solution. Go ahead.
A question like in CPE, how CP device will know that the server and like now this staging
Through
server?
the options, if you remember, there are
Hmm.
lot of DNS options or DSCP options.
So we have to define it that, no?
Yes, for sure.
We have to define that this is your CA server and this is your
For sure. For sure.
Versa staging server. And
Yes.
after the IP, he will auto build the connection or there
Auto
is
build the
any
connection.
auto build.
Yes.
Okay.
All do.
Okay.
So
Okay.
not only this, we need to even talk also with the Versa Global ZTP chatbot. That okay, I want to register a device, and they will ask the information like, okay, what is customer name, what is region country, what is controller IP, what is local auth, what is remote auth, what is local key, remote key. These kind of information you need to talk with them. You need to give these information. Only then they will be able to understand that, okay, such device are about to come. Okay. Even serial number, all those things you need to give them. But yeah, this solution can also be adopted. Okay. And people may use this. But if we talk about the rest of them, okay, like URL one. So in URL, these things not required. Okay. Here, what will be happening? URL ZTP, if I talk, zero touch provisioning using the URL, if I will talk about, you will create some kind of URL. Okay. And in this URL, everything related to the head requirement, on-site requirement will be there. And for sure, you can use it. So URL ZTP is commonly used when you have large installed database. Okay. And you don't want your FE field engineer to make maybe lot of things. So you can send this URL using the email or whatever method. Okay. You can send to the FE, and this is something like a activation link. How this link will form, that is another story I will talk. Now that FE can connect your CPE device with the laptop, and for sure another port should be connected to the ISP or whatever MPLS connection. Okay. Now when over the laptop, he will open this URL, specific URL, and click on this. The link will open in a browser. Okay. The link will open in a browser, and very easily he can click on the activate button, and device will be gonna process using these kind of information. Okay. Before that, before creating the URL, it will be gonna done into your V director. In the V director. Okay. In the V director, you will create a template. And then into the device group, as I was showing you, you can utilize the URL stuff. Okay. That I want to generate a URL for ZTP. And once it is done, you can send this URL over the email or over maybe whatever way you want. If there is some tool, you can utilize those kind of tools. Any question?
Well, suppose the FE is opening this URL over his laptop, and laptop is directly connected to the switch. Okay, this is device.
Branch device. Yes.
Branch device. So in the URL, like it will directly push that over the link, like, or we need to add, like, generally, suppose I'm just taking an example, might be I'm wrong. But suppose we have to push the
IP
FTP
address,
server.
IP address or any other information is already there in the URL. Why? Because when you are creating this thing into your director through the director, you are aware for which device you are creating this URL, right?
This is okay. So this is specific to the one IP, correct? That
One
URL,
device. Yes.
one device.
One.
It
Yes.
cannot be used for the multiple devices at the same site by just connecting
No.
the laptop, opening the
No.
URL, and it will push the
No.
configuration. No.
You are creating for a specific device.
Specific. Okay. Okay. Single to single device, we have to create the URL, and then
if you want like that, maybe you can create parameters, but that is of no use. Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, then FE can make issues, and he can
correct.
he will be
He put the wrong IP or something
right.
wrong, then it will
Right.
not work.
Right. Okay. And this whole thing, like later on, when we will be gonna do it, you can go into the administrator here, inventory. Here, can you see hardware? Hardware. Currently, there is nothing. But can you see this send email?
Yeah.
URL-based ZTP information, right? So you can check from here and you can send an email from here.
Where are you sending email?
To anybody. Like if there is an FE or there is maybe some engineer, whosoever, to send the URL. Specific URL based ZTP, if you want to send to somebody, you can send that email from here. Okay.
After that, they will open the link URL on his laptop.
Right. After that, only they can open it. Okay. And it will be a plain URL stuff. They need to just open it. And after that, maybe they can just click on the activate button. And it will be, very easy. They need not to do a lot of things there. Okay. Because all the informations are already there. And once he will click on activate, it will show the activate status that, okay, activation is completed. Then device will reboot, as I told you, how the device will come up. Okay. But the troubleshooting point is here, if it is not working, what could be the problem? The problem is, let us say you are putting wrong IP, very first thing. Okay. Or your device is connecting to the ISP with the port VNI 000 and you are using maybe wrong port, or your default gateway is wrong, then this device cannot go from here to the V controller. So underneath problem, if there is, that need to be troubleshooted. Okay, but if everything is fine, then it will form a tunnel, overlay tunnel. Okay, and then rest story you are already aware that director is able to understand that there is a new device. It will send through the netconf all the configuration, and this configuration will up. Okay. So this IP reachability and all of these, maybe serial number mismatch, maybe IP security association parameters are mismatched. So these kind of things should be avoided. If there are some mismatch, then we cannot help.
So I have a
Sir,
question. For in this case, in template, we have to define the IP address and means IPsec. Everything is have to be defined in the template.
In the template, yes. I will show you, don't worry. We are about to, make a device up. At that time, I will create a script. And in the script, you will able to see what all parameters I am making the changes. Okay. In some time, you will be able to see this template, device group, all of those things. But currently, I need to tell you what these are.
Yeah, but sorry, but
Because
initially we will give, right, to give the IP address, we will take the console and then we go to this and we will give the IP address, DNS and all, right?
see,
So
see,
template,
IP address of not only the VNI00,
yeah,
IP address of the controller.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Getting my point? So those
yeah.
things, how you will give through the
Hmm,
URL,
hmm, yeah.
that will you will be gonna push through the URL. Then because you need to make IC connection,
Yes,
okay?
yes. Yeah,
Then
I
the
connection.
security accession and all of those kind of stuff, how you will give again through the URL
URL. Okay.
in case of URL based ZTP. Because
So
this
through
information,
URL only we can give that control everything. So like,
everything, yeah.
okay.
So when you will create templates,
Hmm.
see, this is nothing. This is an information, but this
Yeah.
information is opening in the URL. Very simple.
Okay.
This information can be provided as the text also, but here we
Ah.
are providing with respect to the URL so that my FE should not make his head,
Yeah,
scratch
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah,
find out the information.
yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead.
sir, ये ZTP is usually popular for the like any failure, correct? Suppose
Sorry.
ZTP we generally use like I'm talking about the Arista and other technology. Generally we use more popular. Suppose there is a hardware failure for the device and we need to replace because this basically there is no downtime required, nothing, correct?
Uh-huh.
So, like, is there any quite difference as a operation in Versa in other technology in compared to the ZTP use?
No, ZTP, if you talk about zero
Hmm.
touch provisioning, and in Cisco it is also named as PNP, plug and play.
Plug and
Remember?
play, yeah.
So these are the same terminologies. This will come into the picture when you need to onboard the device.
Okay.
Onboard device very
And
first
suppose sir,
time,
I have to replace the device.
or or
Hmm.
replace the device.
Okay.
RMA kind of stuff. Both time. Okay, you can use this.
Okay, fine.
Sure. Let's go ahead and talk about the third option. Okay. The third option is script based. Zero touch provisioning, onboarding using the script based. Okay. Now you are aware that in Versa you have scripts. If you remember at that time when I was creating, analytics, I was using this directory op, Versa, and scripts. And then there are plenty of .py script, right? Python scripts. So in the same directory, there is a script for onboarding. If I'm not wrong, it is onboarding script. Okay, onboarding.py. So what you will do when you need to onboard your new device, somebody, maybe FE or whosoever, if he has having little information, okay, they can run a script, and this script need to build, because in this script there are some parameters which you need to create, and again in these parameters you will tell what is the controller IP, what is my WAN port IP, what is my maybe serial number, what is my local profile, what is my remote profile, those kind of things we need to provide the information, because that script is a generic script and you cannot utilize it until or unless you have this information. So in case of your script-based onboarding, device must be created in the Versa director first. There should be a device group second. Then at the time of deployment, some onboarding engineer need to connect their laptop or something like that using the appliance. SSH connection or howsoever console connection can be taken. Okay, maybe plug the device or howsoever. Okay, then engineer need to type a script, which is, as I was telling you, there are some kind of information in the script. Once this information is provided, already automatically your device is able to understand that okay, what's in it, and it will be gonna go with pre-staging, post-staging, all those things. So very first thing what I am saying, site technician need to connect with the CP. Then he or she need to run the script. Once script is there, your device will go to the controller, make those IX session, and then it will take the configuration through the netconf configuration through the netconf if everything is fine, and it will download this. And any question?
I have a question like like if it's in previous class we saw all the script are available on the director, so we can directly push the script from director to the edge devices.
No. You need to understand your edge device is here. Your director is here. Your controller is here. Okay.
Okay.
Will your director able to understand about this device one maybe? No.
No.
So to make it aware about that, first we need to talk about that which device is where. We need to tell him. Okay. For the same, we are creating this overlay tunnels. And once overlay tunnels is created, then the device template through the netconf for sure will be pushed through the director only. Okay.
Okay.
So correct me. So in that case, suppose I'm a field engineer, I'm connecting this device, and as per the guidance from the engineer, I will run the script. Okay. After running the script, that is device will start communicating to the controller first.
Controller first,
Okay,
yes.
and then
Because
make that
controller
tunnel.
is the first point.
Make the tunnel, and then director will start pushing the config automatically, or
Once
hmm,
controller will have this information, controller
hmm,
will pass on this information to the rest of the head and device.
hmm,
Director is aware about it.
hmm.
Those three steps, what I pre-staging, staging, and post-staging, then director will push those kind of configuration.
And there is no script at that time, correct? Only one script that can be run initially. That is
Only
enough.
one time
Hmm,
script need to run to
hmm.
make the tunnels up. Once that part is done, rest templates which you are creating on the director will come into the picture.
Okay, sir. So I understand, sir, second one clearly. I have like some confusion here for the related to the scripts. A
Uh,
script like what? A script like we created generally, if you talk about like we created some template or whatever that is
bit
need to
like
be.
you can think about.
I think yeah, or something. Suppose someone asks, okay, you are going to configure the device. Let me go show your script. What how we are doing and all. Correct? General term I'm talking about. So
If
here.
you wanted to see
Huh.
the script, you
Hmm.
can go into the directory like
Hmm.
opt.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
You can just write down using cat, as I told
Mm-hmm.
you earlier. Cat or more command.
Mm-hmm.
More means line by line. Cat means in one go.
Okay.
You can use more and you can use script name. Like
Hmm.
for this, there will be staging
Hmm.
.py, the script what we will utilize. Okay, you can read about the script information if you are interested in.
Okay. And generally in a script information, what information it contains, sir? Like same as a
It
we.
will tell my
Hmm.
CPE device
Hmm.
that where to go, what to do, what kind of parameters need to use, what is your Versa private. It will give a lot of information regarding the phase one, phase two, bit like that.
And which language, sir, it used to create the script? Like any
.py is Python.
Python. Okay. Okay, fine, fine. Got it.
Sure. Anybody else?
Question, yeah, these scripts are in director or from where
No, no, no,
they
no, no,
will
no. Local to the device.
okay.
If it is in director, how it will you will push them?
Yeah, that's why.
It's there in the configuration of the device with the when device will onboard any with Versa operating system scripts already.
So sorry, sir. So no, that is clear for me. Like if there is a device and that is already running on any a new device, like if you have that is already a script. So in that script, what else information that need to be sent by us to the FE?
Controller IP, device IP, device interface
Hmm.
IP.
Hmm. So
Okay,
so so
the
at the,
the
so
the key information.
okay. So at that time, he will make the changes, or we will edit the script and just send that script over to.
Right, right,
Okay, we will
right.
edit the script because
We
that is that no okay because we have all information and we
right.
can make a script. We can send the script to the FE.
We can
Okay,
send
this
the
is your
script.
script.
True. So
So
let me
he.
show
Hmm, hmm,
how it look like. Okay,
hmm,
maybe then I will form also.
hmm,
For running as an administrator, you will
hmm,
use sudo. To run the
hmm.
script, you will use this command. The script
OPT.
name is
Hmm,
staging.py. You
hmm,
will use the script name. Now there are the parameters like
hmm.
-L, which means local. Okay,
Okay.
L stands for local.
Hmm,
Now here you need to say what is my local authentication credential, which will
hmm.
be gonna expected by whom? By controller.
Controller.
Here you need to give that. Then -R, remote. Remote, who is remote? Controller. So I need to
Hmm,
give controller remote authentication credentials, which is I need to share over here.
hmm,
Then -N, what is my serial number? If it is optional. Okay.
hmm,
And -C, what is my controller IP address? Okay. Then
hmm,
-W, what is my WAN port? Okay. Then -S, what is my static IP address with
hmm.
mask? Okay. Then -G, what is my gate?
And sir, is this run in a like in a parallel way or run in a one line command? Like we need to prepare that script in one line, like put everything like
One line, one line. Yeah.
one line. Everything should be in the single line, and that script
Single
need to
line.
be hit right now. There is no
Right.
option like first we can need to enter local, then remote, then
No, no, no,
serial
no. All
number.
the
All
parameters
should
you
be
can
in.
create.
Okay, so there should be some format we need to follow that one and
Same
put all
format
this.
as I showed you.
Same.
This is the
Okay,
format.
okay. Got it.
This is the format.
Got it. And what FE will do, he will just log into a device by the default credentials, correct, sir? And
Ah,
go to the sudo and run this script.
right.
That's all.
Go in this directory.
Directory and run this. Okay. And after that, that will come to our network. That is device.
Hmm. Go to the directory and then
Hmm.
run the script.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Hmm. Any other question from anybody? No? Okay, great. So this is the thing what we need to do. But again, the very important stuff is underlying connectivity should be okay. If underlying connectivity is not up, then your device will not form anything. No matter if you are running the script or whatever you are doing, it will not do anything. Okay. So for troubleshooting, you need to do that. Now,
So,
if you
so
see
you
here,
mean sir that each device should be in network via the any connection like internet or whatever you using for the site,
yes,
correct? And
yes,
after that we can connect and we can onboard to
yes,
this SD-WAN.
yes.
Okay, got it. So also,
Now,
sir, suppose there is a site. So was for that site, only this device, like this is one of the device. And suppose the site having the other model of the switches and all that's come to our picture or not? Like we like.
in SD-WAN,
Hmm.
you will be having only edge devices. Rest of the
Mm-hmm.
devices will share the information to the edge device,
Hmm.
and that routing information will be shared from your edge devices to edge devices.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Now, here in this specific diagram, if you see, I have three sides. Okay, we have already talked about it that we have three sides, and you can see we haven't, made anything up so far. Only this stuff is done, head end. Okay, including for sure these devices. So these are the done. But now, what we need to do, we need to bring up this branch device. This branch device will be the part of your SD-WAN Versa solution. For making this up, either it need to contact with controller, either it can contact like that by your underlay, or if not like that, it has another connectivity like this. Okay, so underline connectivity should be okay. So I will be using currently internet. Later on, maybe tomorrow, I will make MPLS also further. Okay, but currently let's go with the internet so that I can show you. There are second device also. Ignore it for now. Okay, you can ignore it. You can just think like this is the connectivity, and that is sufficient for us. Okay, that is a separate NAT router. Maybe later on I will utilize in our further labs to show you the DIA or something like that. Okay, but currently just ignore it. Now, very first thing, the underlay. Underlay means you can ignore this stuff also. You can think like this. Okay, this is my controller, and this device will be for a talk with my controller. To make it talk with controller, underline, I need to put IP address over here, from here to here. IP address should be okay. Then from here to here, IP address should be okay. Okay. So what IP addressing I am using? If you just click over here, you can see it's 100.1.x. So there should be 1.2, there should be 1.1 or vice versa, whatever. Here also I can use .1 or .2 on one of the side, one of the side. And then if this is reachable end to end, which means my underlying connectivity is fine. So that is the one thing which I need to do. But before that, I need to see what I put on my controller. So if you see this on my controller, I use, just give me somebody front door. Okay, back. So you can see on the controller, I am using 100.1.1. And if you remember, maybe uh, from where it came, I hope you people remember it. If no, it's all right. Let me show you again. When we create a template through the workflow for the controllers, okay, there I put this value under the workflow. If you see, I created a controller, right? And you can see there is some IP address for northbound I used. Then I click on next, next, next. Then I put my location information. And then here I talk about what is my southbound interface, right? Which interface is this? Then when I click on next, the WAN interfaces, I created this internet interface. Okay, later on I can add for my MPLS also from here, but you can see the gateway is 1.2 and my IP is 100.1.1, which I use. Now this side is fine. Next side is this device. I need to click on this device, which is a simple router or switch, whatever. Okay. No, I don't want to configure. But by default, this stuff will be gonna done by ISP. Okay. But in our lab, we are the one who are doing everything for ISP and for ourselves. So I am just configuring this stuff. Fine. This is a router. I can go to the config terminal, then interface for its 0 by 0, then IP address 100.100.1.2 my site 255.255.255.0 not shut, and let me reconfirm it is 100.1.2. Yes, let me try to ping 100.1.2, which is local, then .1, which is my controller. You can see I can able to ping the controller. Vice versa, if I show you through the controller, okay, let me ping maybe 100.2. Routing instance is internet transport via, and you can see there is live. Okay, guys. So far, any question? Fine. Now I am bringing up the another side of this router, which is this one, and I will go interface it 0.1. Then here IP address 100, because this is site 2. I will be gonna use this 2, and I will be using it as buffer and WR to save the configuration. Okay. Now I can make it down. I will go to this device now. Now I am making the change on the device, or leave it. Need not to make, because I will do it using the script. Okay. Let me create the templates. So as I told you, template is what? Template is bit like the configuration, simple configuration you need to do. And then you can fill that configuration, and you can utilize that configuration at different places. So I can do the templates from here also, but currently I am not telling what is the difference. I will be gonna talk about it later on. You need to remember, mainly we need to do such work through the workflow. Okay, so you need to go into the workflow. Under this workflow, you need to create the templates. So you can see there are the templates. You need to click on this template. Okay, when you click on this template button, you can see currently I don't have any template. And workflow means step by step procedures, bit like it will give you the instruction, do this first, do second this, third time this, like that. I am clicking on add. When I am clicking on add, you can see all these steps are divided into 7 parts. Okay. The very first basic one is with start with name. In the name, you can see which device, for which device I am using branch 2. So I can use some name. This name should be some significant. Okay. Let us say in my case, I am using branch 2. And this is post staging. I am using the keyword PS because it is a post staging. After the staging, this template will be gonna push on my device. This configuration will be pushed on my device. Is this point clear, guys? Why I am configuring it? Then device type, for sure it is SD-WAN device type. It's not firewall or something. By default, the topology is full mesh. Leave it as full mesh. Solution tier, depending upon like you want to use a premier, prime, different name. Okay, you can use anything. I am just using prime SD-WAN. Bandwidth, depending upon again your bandwidth subscription. license years, whatever you wanted to use, but I am just using any. Then if I will go down, organization is important. Like this device will be bringing up for which organization. In my case, I have only single organization. When I select this organization, controller will come automatically. Let us say I am selecting this. You can see the V controller come up automatically. I need not to do anything. Analytic pair, you can select the analytic pair. Okay. And you can click on next. When you click on next, here on the device, you can see there are 6 ports it is showing you. And these are the ports which are visible in front of you. Okay. These ports means like which port is acting as what. Now, if you go there, there are 2 ports for the LAN, okay, which currently I don't want to use. One port is for MPLS. Again, I don't want to use it currently. Later on, maybe we can add it. You can see there is E2, which will be equivalent to VNI01, right? So I will say yes, this port. This port is acting as what? WAN. And here I can again utilize my VLAN ID, blah, 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 these all stuff. But I have everything in default. I can say that this guy is for internet. Automatically, you can see rest of the configuration I need to add later on, okay, in my parameter when I will do the bind data. And automatically, it will bring up some kind of parameters. I will click on OK. Now here, you can see a static IPv4 address is added. Since the static IPv4 address is added, so later on I need to provide out what this address is. But currently, I need not to use anything else. If you want, let us say, just to show you, I can select on the WAN interface another second, and I can use it as MPLS just to show you. Okay, and I can click on next. So here you can see 2 interfaces are showing to me. Similarly, I can use LAN also, WAN also, depends what you are doing. Click on done. Now, the second part is interface, which I have configured. Once I will click on next, you can see it is asking for the tunnels. Currently, I need not to create any tunnel, but the DIA, gateway, blah, blah, I can do it later on. Even I can create site-to-site tunnels, but not doing right away. I am clicking on next. Okay. So this again can act as a gateway function, can act as a logger function, but I am not doing. Routing is the next point. It is for your like overlay stuff. Huh? If you want to build up some BGP with your site, bit like that. I don't want that. Okay, you can see there is OSPF static route and all of those things for the device you can configure. But currently, I don't have any requirement. I am clicking on next. Then you can see there is netting information, which it is asking. Again, I don't want to configure any of the inbound net for now. I will click on next. Then here you can see some services it is asking for. It can be NTP related service, syslog, TACAX, radius server, SNMP, LDAP, blah, blah, blah. But I am not interested currently to build up any service, and I can click on next. Once you click on next, the option is review. So you can review this configuration. You can see the name. If you want to edit, you can edit it. You can see the type and all of those things, whatever you have done, it will show you. And you need to click on deploy. So when you click on deploy, it is not deploying on your device because currently your device is not here, right? But you created a device over here. Okay. So you have created something maybe for your device here. I will be gonna utilize this post staging temp. Any questions so far, guys? Okay. Now, as I told you, we need to create a device group. You can go into the configuration. From here, you can create the device group from here. but I will not go from there. Instead, under the workflow, I can do. Okay, I can be utilizing the same screen from there. There are multiple actually options from one side, from different side, you can do it, but I will be gonna utilize from the same side. Now, once this part is done, okay, you have done everything. Then you need to configure the device. This device is again a logical or object, you can say, in the Versa director. All the device is not there, but you are configuring or you are adding a device under your Versa director that, okay, this device can come to you. Okay, so you will be gonna create a device over here. You need to create, you need to put all the templates under that. So for the templates, I need to use device group. So I will create a device group for sure. So those things I need to create here. I will click on add button. Here it is saying what is the device name. So whatever you put here, that will be the device name. So branch 2, device 1, leave it as it is. Okay, branch 2. So for branch 2, if you see, I have only one device. So I am just using branch 2. Automatically, if you see, when I click over here, a global ID or something, that is a unique to the device, automatically gonna assign. You need not to do anything. This device is the part of Netminion organization. I need to use that. Serial number is optional. Currently, I am not giving it. Later on, I will give also, and I will show you what is the difference. But currently, I am not giving any serial number. Then it is asking what is the device group. Here, you can click on create new, and you can give some device group name. Let us say this is INET and MPLS both device group. Okay. Organization, for sure, it is Netminion. What is the post staging template? I have only one, so I am utilizing that. And here you can see automatically the main data store template is picked up and my post staging template is picked up. And I will click on OK. Once I will do on OK, my device group is selected over here and created automatically. I need not to do rest of the things over here. Okay. Now I can, how many steps are there? 5 steps. Now I can see the below one. If I need to make any change with respect to the device, I can do, but I don't want to make it any change. I can click on next. Once you click on next, you can see that there is a location, and I talked about it. Let us say it's in India, and state maybe I can say Delhi. Click on generate button. If internet connectivity is okay, it will find out this information. You can click on next. Here, you can select the service template from here or from the device group, both way. Okay, but I don't want to use any service template as of now. I don't want even to make you confused. I will click on next. Now the next button is bind data, which is important. As I told you that when you create those interfaces, can you see some variable is created automatically? Okay, so it is asking for the value for those variable, like what is the internet IPv4 address. So I can say 100.2.1.1 my side /24. What is for MPLS? For sure, for MPLS it will be 200. Then it is saying, yeah. Any question?
Yeah, you mentioned the site ID, the global site ID. If assume
Automatically. I didn't mention it. It will take automatic.
if in the we have one site is Delhi site, we have two devices. So site ID will be same or different for every device. It
No,
depends
no,
on the
that is
site
not
or
site ID.
yeah.
That is device ID. Device ID.
Okay.
Okay.
It's be unique for every device.
Yeah, unique for it.
Yeah.
Now, once this part is done, you can see there is some more mandatory information which is lying down over here in the virtual router. It is saying what is the next hop. So for next hop, I can say .2 is the next hop for internet and .2 is next hop for MPLS. All the MPLS is not required currently, but I can put out that way. And I can click on next. It will give me all the information, whatever information I have filled, and then I can click on deploy. Now this device is created successfully. Can you see? This device is there now. Okay. So this device is not up. This is not the part of your SD-WAN fabric, but this device somehow you have created. The same information, if you go into the administrator, you can see under the appliance, there is only one device, which is vController, because another device is not there. But under inventory, if you click on hardware, you will be able to see the branch too. Can you see that? And then if you scroll it like that, can you see the status, guys? Status is somewhat shipped. And if it would be URL based, you can send this information from here. But currently, because it is not URL based, I need to go through maybe, my script. So it is not showing the option for URL based. Next point, I need to make my script ready. You need to go to the configuration, maybe under the appliance view, I can go. Yeah. Go to the appliance view. There is a vController. Go to the controller. And here, can you see there is some networking services and lot of views. Go to the services. Go to the IPsec. Go to the VPN profile, because I need to create some VPN profile for my device. So I am going into all of them. Okay. And are you guys able to see this? There is an internet stuff. Let's click on this internet stuff. Here. Can you see this IKE? If you see this IKE and go down, can you see this? What is identity for your controller? So this identity is local to the controller. If you talk about peer, which is my branch site, this is the identity for my branch site. Only this is required when you will create your script. So what I can do, because my remote will be whom, my remote will be controller. So I am using vController staging @netminion.net. Sorry, it's netminion.com. Netminion.com. Yes. And if I see the local, okay, what is my local? Local will be SDWAN branch @netminion.com. Done. Let's close this. Close this. Come to the device. Last part. Let's come to the device. Now I am going to the device. Admin Versa 123. Here I need to form the complete script. Okay. So very first thing, it will be under sudo. It will be under op Versa scripts, and it will be staging.py script. Okay, as I told. Then maybe first provide the local. Who is my local? Then I can provide the remote. Okay. Then I can say the controller IP. And if you see the controller IP is 100.100.1.1. 100.100.1.1. Okay. Then my static IP. What is my IP? Because very first time my IP is not there. 100.2.1.1. 100.2.1.1/24. What is my gateway? Gateway will be 100.2.1. Okay, guys. This is the script what I need to use. I can just say Control C. I can just put over here, put enter. And you can say, what is the password? Versa123. Do that. And can you see? There is something happening. Okay, let me go to the CLI directly. Show interfaces, brief, and tab. Okay, can you see something is configured over there? Let me try to ping 100.100.1.1 routing instance, which is my what? Which is my controller. Okay, if this ping is okay, then my device should form the further thing. But why this ping is not okay? Not good. Let me ping 100.2.1.1, which is myself, and 2.1.2, which is my gateway, and I'm not able to reach my gateway. Let me go to the backbone router and see what happened. So IP interface brief. It's 100.2.1.2. Yes. Why it's not reachable then? Let me see the port. It's 0/1. Yes. Okay. Phone terminal. In 0/1. Shut. Not shut. And let me try to ping 100.2.1.1. Uh, 100.2.1.1. Yes. And what is the issue? Point to point connectivity is not coming up. So IP interface brief. If I see this, okay. So run interface is 0/1, 100.2.1.2. And if I 100.2.1.2, 100.2.1.2, 100.2.1.1. I didn't provide the WAN port. Guys, can you see? WAN port is missing. And it is confused which WAN port configuration is this. So by default, it should have taken. Maybe I need to request an erase now. Give me a minute. Exit. If I will do this, yes, it is saying first erase the configuration. Go into the CLI, put that command. Are you sure? Yes. So just give me a minute. That is good. Some issue happens because now you can see that how these things, worked. Okay, services are coming up. It will, delete all the configuration and will make up again. Let me see web port is, yes, 1. Okay, let me reuse this stuff again and see if everything is up. No. You can see, please wait it for come. And if I see, okay, if you see, earlier it took on VNI 00. By default, it took 00. Just maybe 1 more minute. You can see it is showing you all the required services are not up. You can even run this command also. So you can go to the CLI and you can see it is showing you the command VSH status. Even it's not a CLI command, it's maybe normal command. So all services are up now. Yes. Okay. Let me go back to my script, copy it, paste it, put enter. Perfect. Now let me go to the CLI and show interface brief tab. Perfect. Can you see this tunnel interface automatically came up? It is the proof that my device is having connection with now with my controller. Getting my point, guys? Let me show you the ping also. Where is that ping? Ping. Let me generate this thing. Can you see this? Now, if you will go to the director and go to the administrator, administrator, because serial number is not known, you can see there is one device named as unknown. You can associate it with the branch. Which branch? Branch 2. And you click on OK. So it means my device is now my device will boot up and will take all the configuration. Let me show you where is my device. Here is my device. Just keep on checking now. Okay. Now it will just take all those things to the netcom, or maybe let me go to the CLI and show you interface. Hey, can you see more interface? No, not currently. Okay, just wait. See, device rebooted. And who rebooted? Maybe it will show the netcom or something. No, it get just we can see that it is rebooted. That's fine. Let it get rebooted. And here, if you see under the appliance, you will be able to see branch 2. Currently, there is some management IP address which came automatically. Okay, 100 range. You can see everything is reachable, which will be unreachable in some time because it is booting up. Okay. So let's wait for a minute. Let the device reboot get properly completed.
I have a question. You put W1. What does it mean?
W means interface. Okay, which interface? So this interface is, as you can see, this is Ethernet port, which is one more. Okay, so I said VNI 01. So 01 means 1. So it is E2 interface. Earlier the interface was taking as EAI 00, which is this interface. So by default interface will be VNI 00. I said no. You are having a specific interface. Okay.
It means
WAN,
taking the edge interface.
WAN port. It is WAN port.
Okay.
Okay.
And I have some question like if you go to the diagram, you are using the public IP for MPLS. As I saw, we was using only private IP. So we
Public
can
IP
do.
for MPLS. Yeah, it's a lab. So we can use public IP or private IP, whatever.
Okay. And one more question. In
Okay.
previous class, you told hub location is not necessary to put any controller, but in the Singapore location, you put the controller also in hub location.
Can you repeat this question?
As you told in previous class, in hub location, no need to put controller, no need, no requirement of the control plane.
No.
So in Singapore,
Maybe no. That is a wrong understanding.
okay,
I didn't talk about like that. Maybe I was explaining you about hub controller, not hub location. Okay, but don't get confused with that. Currently, try to think every device should be aware about control. Okay, there is something named as hub controller, but that is a separate thing. Let's not confuse with that. Even in that case, also controller should be aware, because controller is your RR. No matter branch location is a simple device or any other device, hardly matter. Okay, it should be up. Now, if we see, can you see that, guys? The MPLS configuration came up. How? Automatically using the script. Then there are some interfaces, there is some PTVI, some interfaces. There are a lot of things which came up automatically, right? So that is the virtualization, that this device is coming up through the virtualization. Already all the tunnels are formed now. If you go in the appliance view, one more device should be appearing to you now, branch 2. You can click on this branch 2. You can see the interface information. You can see the tunnel interface information. You can check the networks. Okay. You can check maybe virtual routers or other parts. Okay. Like Netminion control, we are having these interfaces. So all those things now are visible. So this is how your branch device need to be onboarded. Any question?
No, sir. Good for today. We will review and get back to you
Sure,
tomorrow.
sure, sure.
Mm.
Let's meet tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Take care of yourself and your family.